Ladies and gentlemen, SelectSizeGaming here today with the most highly anticipated game of really that I've ever anticipated really is DayZ, the DayZ Standalone. And this is currently my character with this schoolgirl's backpack or purple backpack. This is my character. He's got a chest holster, he's got some shades which I picked up. Everything aside from the t-shirt that I had and a flashlight which I actually dropped, I had picked up. Although it would have been a good idea to actually keep the flashlight to show you guys some customization. But anyway, this is my character. He has a M91 bayonet, which I actually found. You can use it as a melee weapon, as well as I've got the assault rifle if I need to take care of people who are long ranged. Anyway, let me just explain what I'm going to talk about so far. I've had my YouTube channel for about a year now, exactly, and I've hit just over 2,000 subscribers. I believe it was yesterday, and really, I never expected to really get anywhere with the name of SelectSizeGaming. Or really, I didn't really hope to get over 100 subscribers. You know, even 100 subscribers was huge for me, right? You know, I never really anticipated getting over even 1,000. You know, 2,000. That was just what I never actually imagined getting. But anyway, in this video, I just want to really cover what DayZ is, what it is to me, and really why it's so anticipated, and give you guys an introduction as well as my first impressions and a little bit of a review and some thoughts about the standalone. So anyway, the first thing I want to say is that I was kind of disappointed at the very beginning when standalone came out because I didn't quite understand it. I was that kind of person who was very lost in the middle of DayZ. Really, I just didn't understand it, and basically I was wondering to myself why I was dying, thirsty all the time, hungry, and I knew the map fairly well because I've probably clocked in over 1,000 hours on the regular DayZ mod, maybe 2,000. I'm currently right now at Balota Airfield. Across the road from the airstrip of Balota. There are these new apartment buildings in which Dean Hall had added in. You know, people are saying, what took the standalone so long to come out? What took it so long? It was the fact that I would easily say about 95% of the buildings in DayZ in standalone are enterable. You see those apartment buildings? Every single room that's not blocked off from some sort of destruction is enterable. 95% of buildings in DayZ are enterable. That is a fact. Alright, let me just continue with the next biggest thing that first off I've been really impressed with was that Dean Hall himself had actually you know, you guys thought that he must have been climbing Mount Everest for half the development or 3/4. You know what? Yes, he did climb Mount Everest in the development, but he actually had his team working on it. And keep in mind that Dean Hall is working for Bohemia Interactive, and they were currently working on Arma 3 because of his success from DayZ. So Dean Hall actually had himself a team, but that team wasn't huge. He didn't have a huge team working on the standalone. A lot of the work that he did was a lot of scripting, coding, you know, binary coding, zeros and ones. I'm actually doing some coding right now in school. But that's what he had been doing. A lot of it is the kind of behind the scenes work. You know, for example, when you talk about a movie, he's kind of the crew and the cast behind it. So that's a lot of the work. If you notice here, anywhere from the player animations to the lighting is just a really huge improvement. As you can see, the stances of the players, anyway, the movements of even his head. Before in the previous game, his head would, your character's head would actually be, you know, would actually kind of move in ways that it wouldn't actually move. But anywhere from the jogging you can see to the crouching to even just the animations to going prone and so on. You know, if I do it slower, it's got that specific crawling animation. It's realistic. These are the kind of things the mocap he's been working with, and Also, optimization, I want to say it's more optimized, and the outside itself is more optimized. The outside is pretty great, but for me, I usually get about 50 frames when I'm outside, running 45 frames on average. When I enter a city, it goes down to about 30. This is, you know, the kind of standard DayZ, and my computer is almost about a year old now, and I still run this game fairly decent. I've got a GTX 680 and an i7 Ivy Bridge 3770K. For those of you out there, it's kind of like a mid-end gaming PC. It's slightly above average. Before it used to be great, but now it's a decent PC, and you guys out there should be able to run it if you have a fairly modern PC, like no problem. These are some of the, let me go on just with some of the things that are new to the game. Some of the things that are new, other than the optimizations, which they're okay. They're not great optimizations, but you know, it is alpha. Let me first off say, for an alpha, it is amazing. Right? I said some alphas before and other games are amazing, but I'm really impressed after I actually understood what was going on. Let me give you an example here if I can find something on the ground that hasn't been stripped, since this is actually one of the most populated areas in the server. You know, I've got about 25, almost 30 players. So here's an example. There is a part of a gun. If I look at it, I can take it. Right there it says take M4 carry handle optics. Alright, I can also push tab if it's in my vicinity and view it like this. Also, if you look at it and press tab, same thing, because it's still in your vicinity anyway. But some things you actually have to look at and press tab, or just look at and take. You can do this by pushing F, which is the action button, or by clicking your middle mouse button, which is what I prefer. I don't actually use the F key, and I recently found out about it. I only use it if I'm, I occasionally use it, and it depends on what I'm using it for. But anyway, let me just kind of get out of this area. It's a pretty hot area right now. Right now, the Belota airfield and Belota military base right here, this used to be a medical center. In the regular DayZ mod, if you guys didn't know, DayZ, the original DayZ, came from an Arma 2 mod. Arma 2 is a military simulator, so they had a lot of really unique animations and play styles within the character, and it was meant to be a tactical game. Right, DayZ, to be honest, is a lot better with friends, and I've clocked in about 30 hours already, and the game came out less than a week ago, probably about 4 or 5 days ago, and I got it about 20 minutes after the release. So I was like, oh, no way it came out. I've been dying to play this. This is the reason why I started a YouTube channel, and this is the reason why I built myself a gaming PC, and I spent about $3,000 just on the setup. Anyway, that's kind of venturing off the point. Let me just kind of explain some things to you guys. So if you didn't know already, the engine that this is running on, this is not the Arma 2 engine. Some of you guys are probably going to say, oh, it's the Arma 2 engine or the Arma 3 engine. It's not the Arma 3 engine. It's a cross in between the Arma 2 and Arma 3 engine. If you notice, it has a lot of the key features that DayZ had that Arma 3 does not have. Sorry, Arma 2. If you notice, the actual textures and the wilderness really just seems secluded and kind of more apocalyptic in the regular DayZ version. And they kept that, which I really like. I really do like the unique playstyle of... There's another player over there. They kept the unique playstyle of Arma 2 and how the houses were, and they just felt apocalyptic to me. Arma 3 is kind of futuristic and a little bit more modern, and some of the houses look a little bit newer, but they kept it on the Chernarus map in Ukraine or Russia or somewhere somewhere in Russia, around that area. But anyway, I believe it's Ukraine. They kept that really post-apocalyptic feel. Wow, that frame rate is horrible when I zoom in. Absolutely horrible. Sorry, I don't have the best PC anymore, but usually I get about 50 frames when I'm not recording. But when I do with Fraps, it's not the best to record with. But anyway, Let me get to the character customization. I've purposely left this shirt in my inventory. You guys are saying, oh, why are you carrying a shirt for if you already have your jacket, so to say? I want to show you the reason why it's taken forever to come out is this. One, the DayZ Standalone wasn't created on day one. It wasn't going to be created in a month or two. And wow, that is really choppy. It was not created in a few months or so, right? When you think of a game, it took about a year to come out, alright? Dean Hall spent all his time, like I said, scripting and creating stuff, you know, behind the scenes. But another thing you guys might not realize at first look is the customization of items. If you right-click on the most items, it'll give you a lot of options, but a lot of it is very tedious work, very, very detailed work. If you notice the shirt, I can inspect it, and it'll tell me a brief description of what it is and the state it's in. The t-shirt gray right here is in pristine condition. I spawned with it. If you guys look at this scope, it is damaged. Anyway, let me just tear this shirt into rags. What this does is allow me to create bandages. You know, say a zombie attacked me or I got shot, I could tear up my shirt, take it off me, put it in my pants pocket if I really had to, and then just wrap my arm in bandages or rags, so to say. That would stop the bleeding. And everything in this game also has a condition. If you notice here, the ammo is in pristine condition. That's great. You know, same thing with let's see the backpack here. Pristine condition. It's in great condition. So far, the backpack condition doesn't really matter all that much that I've noticed. The shoe condition doesn't really matter all that much yet. I've heard later on in the game, Dean Hall is actually going to add in a lot of diseases, which I don't believe are in the game yet. There's a lot of really specific customization. If your shoes are in bad condition, and over time they will wear out when he gets the time to put more detail into it. If your shoes are worn out and you're using damaged shoes or ruined shoes, your shoes will, your feet will eventually get pains and such. You'll get maybe foot diseases like athlete's foot or something if it's damp, or if your shoes are in bad condition, you'll develop foot problems, and maybe your character will run a bit slower and whatnot. There's a nice hat here for me. Is in damaged condition, but it's a nice hat and I'll take it anyway. As far as the appearance goes, this jacket does not appear to be in perfect condition. As you can see, oh, this frame rate. As you can see, the jacket is slightly damaged and the condition is in badly damaged. Okay, so that was just an observation. I didn't actually look at what it was before, but you can tell just by looking at the item. As you can see, the backpack is not ripped or anything like that. It's in pretty good condition, and the shoes appear to be in good condition as well. I'm just going to take this cap because I prefer it over the little kind of hat I have there. Another optic. Oh no, this is a bipod. A perfect example of weapon customization. Here's the weapon that I have. I can deploy the bipod if I like, or I can retract the bipod. These are little details, little animations that really make the game what it is. Again, this is in alpha. Keep in mind, this is an alpha, so everything you see here is subject to change. But this is the way the game is leaning towards. As you can see, this building was not enterable before. I'm just gonna head upstairs here and look around. Most of the doors you can open up. Not all of them you can open up, but these doors were actually opened by other players. There's some books in which you can take. It'll say the Magna Carta, or a journey of the interior of the earth. The journey to the interior of the earth. Now, let me just show you a little bit about what you can do with books. Alright? If you put the book in your hand, push the number, you can actually read the entire book. And let's just see how long this book is. This book is, some books are entire books, depending on what condition it is and how many pages there are. Okay, this book right here is an entire book here. You know, I might even, no, I wouldn't actually read this, but if you're a person who likes to read, this is possibly what you might actually enjoy in DayZ. You know, a 320-page book, 300-page book is a quite interesting detail. No, Dean Hall didn't spend all this time putting in all these books. What he probably did was just add a simple Word doc program and then duplicate it by adding multiple books. It's just a small detail that I really appreciate that Dean Hall's put in. Alright, so now let me go to weapons. Let me talk about weapons. Weapons, for example, I'm not going to say almost anything, sorry. Most things in this game can be used as a weapon. Right now I have a bayonet that is supposed to be attached to a gun. All I did here was I took it from my inventory, dragged it into my hands like this. If I drag stuff over it, you'll just delete it. But I dragged it into my hands, and then I equipped it by pushing the button. Number 1, I actually hear somebody drinking beside me. Who knows, I might shank him, might not. Anyway, so if I put the thing in my hand, I hear someone eating now, and I push the space bar, it'll raise my weapon. Pushing space raises your weapon, and you can stab people, you can hit them, you can do whatever. I hear someone pigging out. I'm going to take out my gun. First off, I actually found some ammo, and I found an empty magazine. Most magazines you find will be full. I can actually load the ammo, then I can put it into my weapon. Just by dragging it into my weapon. I can put the weapon into my hands by dragging it into the box, or I could push the number 2. By pushing the spacebar, it raises it. A perfect example of weapon customization. This is a 3D ACOG scope. The scope is in a damaged condition. As you can see, it says damaged. I can switch it to another damaged weapon, but some damaged items are more damaged than others. As you can see, this is a little bit cracked. Alright, so wherever this person is, I could kill him if I wanted to. Anyway, I'm going to retract the bipod. If I am laying down, I believe it does increase some form of accuracy. But it doesn't really matter too much with this sight. Anyway, it would just be like holding your breath or something. Just going to retract the bipod and put the ACOG scope back on, because I actually prefer the ACOG scope. Although it is really cracked and hard to see, I kind of like it. That's a detail I really do enjoy. The item conditions. You know, as well, the animations and the way you move when you have your weapon in your hands rather than not in your hands. So this is a crouch kind of position right here, and you can see how he walks, pointing his gun kind of on the alert, and see with his gun on the actual move when he's actually in combat, so to say. You know, you'd want to have your gun at the ready, and if I were just to fire, it would fire here. Another example of a feature that they've added are the cars. You can actually open up a lot of the cars and find loot inside them. Although it doesn't appear to be loot here, most cars do have loot inside of them. Someone might have actually already looted that. I can just close the trunk if I want to. Alright, right here, like I was saying, the boots. This looks in decent condition. These are in worn condition. These ones might be in better condition, who knows. Okay, this one's in pristine condition. I'm going to equip these boots. Like I said, the items have a brief description on everything. You can inspect them, and it'll tell you what it's for, the condition, all that. Right here, paper. This, I believe, is paper, is it? Or is that just... it's just lighting from the window somewhere. There, from the windows. You can actually find paper and write notes and such. Let's see. I believe these are just gloves that you can wear. They're in perfect condition. I actually prefer black. I think I would have taken them anyway. It just makes your character look a little cooler. And unlike the regular DayZ mod, you can actually see the gloves in your hands, as before. Sometimes they would just disappear in different views. Anyway, if you guys haven't noticed, there's a first and a third person view in this game. Pretty cool stuff. You know, most games don't actually have the option to switch your view. And as you can see, almost every building here is enterable. Really just a great feature. You know, some of them I've noticed don't really have a lot of loot. This looks like it's been picked clean by players. But one of the main problems in the regular DayZ game mode, or sorry, DayZ mod, was that you would go into a building and you would know where the loot piles are. There's actually shots over there. Ooh, a map. I'm actually gonna take out whoever I can that's shooting, because people who shoot are dangerous. Alright. I believe that's actually at the airfield. I don't really want to go near that. I'm gonna... Alright, for example, a wrench that I just took off the ground. A wrench is something that you can use as a melee weapon. If I push the number 5, I believe, is it 5? Yes, it's 5, or whatever number it's actually under. You will have your wrench in your hands. You don't actually have to have the space bar pushed for this, because even if you're carrying it lower on, you can still hit it. But that's just like a lower hit versus a higher hit. Anyway, I'm going to take out my gun. Just to kind of sort out these shots. Someone actually has an M4. I only have 9 shots for this, so it's probably not the best for me to go into combat, but as long as I can hit him, I should be alright. Those shots are most likely coming from the below the airfield. There are a lot of players on this game, but so far from my impressions / review, a very impressive game. I have a lot of credible hours on this game. I have over 25 hours, I know for sure. I probably have about 30 hours last time I checked. I had 26, and I've been playing this a bit today. So I've actually recorded about 10 hours of footage or so, maybe a little bit less, but I'm not really sure where to start a series, but I really wanted to get a video one-on-one. I've been, this game is meant to be playing with friends and such, but I've actually wanted to get a series on this game. Also, I forgot to mention, which I should have mentioned this a long time ago, at the very beginning of the video. DayZ is a post-apocalyptic horror survival game. It also has, if you even made this far in the video, it also has zombies and players. So it takes place in a post-apocalyptic Ukraine. I don't know if I said post-apocalyptic. I believe I said it took place in Ukraine or somewhere in Russia in that area. But yes, there are zombies in this game. I don't know where they are right now. Usually there's zombies around here, but I imagine players might have killed them. And as it is right now, since it's an alpha, zombies usually just disappear when you kill them. There's an outhouse right there. But yeah, I guess I will probably go and investigate what's going on. But for now, I believe we're running out of time. But anyway, these are just my general impressions. I've actually, I used to be a really friendly player in DayZ. In this, a lot of players that you will meet will be friendly. A lot of them will be friendly. But beware, because they can, they've added in the feature that you can punch now. So with your bare hands, you can actually punch, which does make sense. You know, if you got a zombie chasing you or you got to take down another player, you can punch them. Really just, overall, a great alpha, lots of player interaction, and just the real life aspect of running into a player. You know, I heard shots and I ventured over here because I imagined the shots probably would have come from this area. It only takes about 2 shots to kill someone, which is why I'm going to go in with about 9 bullets. But to me, it doesn't matter. You know, that is, I'm going to have to change the scope because it is just ruined. Really, it says badly damaged. To me, it's ruined, honestly. You can't look through it. But, you know, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. These are just, again, this is mostly my opinion, a lot of the features and stuff. But what I told you, actually, my character's hungry and thirsty. What I told you earlier was mainly just some of the hard facts of DayZ and the reasons why it has been in development so long. But I'm probably going to die here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. It's always appreciated if you leave a like or subscribe, and even sharing it helps so much. You know, I'm only expecting this video to get maybe a few hundred views at most, maybe 1,000. 1,000 would be nice, but it's really just depending on the quality of the video, really, the amount of views it's gonna get. So. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely see you in the next one. I will be starting a series. Thanks for watching.